Okay, so we're gonna shoot a little short segment on the things that I don't like about the sport chassis. First thing I have that I don't like about the sport chassis, which I guess is just a matter of just getting used to, it is the outside mirrors. On one hand, they're good because it's a West Coast trucker style mirror, so there's a lot of square inches, a lot of visibility within the mirror itself. More particularly, what I don't like is the fact that the mirrors kind of are in your way. If you're at an intersection and you need to look to the right for approaching traffic from the right, or same thing from the left, and you look out the side of the truck, right where the road is right where your mirror is. Sometimes it can be deceiving, because if there's a vehicle behind me and I'm looking in that mirror thinking I'm looking at the road, but in actuality it will look like in my mirror, it look like there's a vehicle coming down the road when it's actually the vehicle behind me. I'm going to play around with the mirrors a little bit and see if I can angle the arms forward more. I think the mirror where it's at, coupled with the little wing window here and this little partition here, it just makes it a little awkward. Just kind of look out the window sometimes, especially on the right side of the vehicle. So that's one thing I just kind of don't like. It just takes a little getting used to. It's definitely different, you know. Obviously in a pickup truck, the window's not this tall. It slants more forward down here, and so where your mirrors are in a pickup truck, you just have more visibility to the mirror itself. I mean, I've driven, you know, trucks like this before, and I've had big trucks before, and it just takes a little getting used to. But I'm going to play with this white arm that the mirror is mounted on and see if I can angle them forward more and get that mirror more forward, kind of right out of here and maybe more up there. So that's one thing that I didn't like about the truck. The other thing that I don't like is the all-in-one CB unit. While I'm not a big CB talker, if you'll take a look at it there, how short you'll see that the cord is all frayed on it, and it doesn't get used. It just literally just started disintegrating, so the black jacket on the cord is just coming off of it. That's just one of the other things. Third thing that I don't like, this is a medium duty truck. It is not a light duty truck. I don't care what truck says super duty or what truck says heavy duty. Anything, you know, 4500s or down, there's still light duty trucks in the trucking world. But this being a medium duty truck, it is not quite like a medium duty truck. Excuse me, like a light duty truck. You just hear more from the tires, you hear more from the road, you hear creaks and rattles inside the truck, because it's a truck. It's not a light. It's a medium truck. It's not a light duty truck. So there's that. I mean, all that being said, Freightliner has done actually a good job at soundproofing inside the truck. The sport chassis particularly do have a lot of sound deadening material and boom mat in the truck when the trucks are built. When these trucks are built, the entire cab is coated with Dynamat on the inside. And so it is quiet compared to other M2 or other medium duty trucks, but it is not as quiet as you know, class 3, 4, or 5 truck. So that would be the third thing. So yeah, two other things. Number one is that the truck itself doesn't have any kind of clocking in it specific to the truck. There is a clock that's in the radio. It's right there. And just to be clear with y'all, I can't see that. I'm driving down the road. My eyes don't focus on that. I can't see that. I would prefer, honestly, to have a clock, maybe something like that, or a bigger digital display. I wish, you know, I know there are other little battery power clocks I can put in here, but I wish there was some form of a clock in here that would, you know, that I can see easier than this. And yes, I do have my phone here. The clock is on there when I open the phone back up, but that's one thing. And the other thing is the fuel gauge in this truck. The fuel gauge in this truck floats around a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean like 10 gallons per 50. So that's 20%. Literally, when this truck is on half a tank, I should be able to put 50 gallons of fuel in it. It won't take but 40 gallons. So basically what that means is, and I've checked it all the way to the bottom, when this needle gets on E, and I've been driving on E for a minute, all I can get in here is 80 gallons, which is great. I guess it has a big reserve on the bottom, as it's referred to. The reserve is on the bottom. It just is very awkward to drive this truck on E, because one thing for certain, when it runs out, you're not pushing it. So I just don't like that the needle floats around so much. I wish it would show where it's at and just kind of stay, or show where it's at and be accurate for where it's at. You just got to learn and know that quarter tank is actually more than a quarter tank, half a tank is more than half a tank, and 3/4, so on and so forth. So the needle does float around a lot in this truck, and I'm just trying to get used to it and compensate for it. I mean, it is what it is, and you just have to, you know, when you know your truck, you know your truck. So I'm still getting to learn this truck, and it's just one of the things also that I don't like about it. So don't want to just always be singing the praises of the truck like it's the holy grail. You know, nobody has made anything that's perfect. You know, no truck is perfect, and so, you know, these are just a few of the things that, you know, I've just have figured out, make a video about that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So another thing that I don't like within the sport chassis will be the lack of cancellation on the turn signals. So again, in, you know, most vehicles, when you turn your turn signal on, of course your indicator in the dash flashes, but also you will have an audible tick tock, you know, click clack, where the signal clicks and you can hear it clicking. This truck doesn't do that. Like a big truck, it just doesn't have that tick tock when the light flashes. So I'll have to do a little research and see if I'm able to change out the flasher or something like that will have some sort of audible chime, as well as just a visual indicator in the dash. Obviously not much of an issue during the evening time when you got a green light in the dash flashing at you, blinking at you, but in the daytime, and it's got bright light in the cab of the truck, sometimes you just forget that your signal is on. Like, you know, I'm obviously talking about that now, and I have to be sure to cancel my signal here manually. But yeah, normally it's very easy to forget that the signal is on because there's no audible alert. So another thing that I'm not too happy with, or just fond of, with this sport chassis, and it's nothing major, it's not a deal killer, but you know, when you have something for a while, you learn the things you like and things you don't like. I just don't like how these keys go in this door here for your lock. It's good that the boxes do lock, but honestly it's kind of tight to get the key in here, and I'm being real ginger with it now because, you know, I don't have gloves on or whatever, but this is kind of awkward and tight to get your key in here to be able to work this lock. And this is the same on any of the doors, this one or any other ones on here. The one up top is a little bit different situation. It's out in the open. It's not recessed down in here like this. And if you look at the inside of my paddle handle here, you see where it's knocking the paint off of it. So I'm a real particular guy. Stuff like this would just drive me crazy, but it is part of the game. It is a work truck. So just another thing that I guess a bit of a pet peeve with the locks on the side boxes of the sport chassis. Well, just wanted to add one more thing to what I am not, I guess, happy about with the sport chassis, or what I don't like about the sport chassis. Fuel tank doors. So these are the doors that came on the truck, and what I'm just wasn't real happy about, which I've seen to come up with a workable solution on this one. There's springs in here in the hinge mechanism that are supposed to keep tension against this door and keep this door closed. The springs have failed, and I mean, right now it should spring back closed, but it won't. It just flops up and down like this, up and down the road. So what I ended up doing was I drilled through here. This is aluminum and this is aluminum, so I drilled through both of these and I threaded it, put a tap through here and threaded it, which it does have a nut on the back of it, but I was able to adjust this 2 bolts out, and then I used adhesive to attach 2 magnets here, and so basically it's magnetic catch now. There you go. And that magnetic catch is enough to keep the door closed going down the road, because I don't know, maybe I'm just OCD or whatever, but I just couldn't stand to be getting where I'm going and the doors looking like this when I get where I'm going. That used to just annoy me. Just, you know, honestly, you're going through the rough roads of Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, you could hear this thing flopping back and forth, open and close when it's going down the road. And it was just annoying the heck out of me. So I came up with this solution, which seems to be working really well. 2 steel bolts here, and these magnets catch those 2 steel bolts. But that was cheaper than trying to find a new door to go in here, or I tried to find these hinges. I thought what was close, they were not correct, and I said, man, I just can't be going back and forth online with buying stuff and sending it back. So came up with this solution myself on that. So also just want to remind everybody to please like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up on the comments. This lets us know that our work is not going unnoticed. So yeah, like and subscribe and leave comments, and we will definitely get around to answering all the comments. Thank y'all.